Hello everybody, my name is Mncedi. Just wanted to jump in here and say thank you for joining us on the webinar that we just had. And certainly it was exciting. We had a lot of fun. I'm sure Lawrence absolutely did as well. So we just want to say thank you and perhaps jump in here because a couple of people, I guess, could not connect the content that we shared with how you use that content to then generate a portfolio and build it from 0 to 6 million in a short space of time, right? So I guess we made the assumption that somebody's going to connect the dots, right? Like, okay, cool, this is how you actually, these are the details, right? For me, it's like sharing the actual knowledge that you're not going to get from a book from somewhere. It's like, how do you actually do it? Instead of talking about my personal journey, because a story for a person is going to be certainly personalized to that person because of how much they know, where they're from, the resources at their disposal, that sort of thing. A separate person is going to have a different journey that's specific to them. But nonetheless, a little bit about myself. Regular dude from rural Eastern Cape, came to Joburg, to obviously do my studies and all that, and I started my job like everybody else, and obviously I looked into property and a couple of just some very key important things that if you choose to go down this route, this is not conventional, right? Not everybody wakes up in the morning and does what we do. So what's important is, one, you've got to get the right education with the right frame of reference, right? So you want to be hanging around the people that do what we do. So one, attend property related seminars. Obviously, you're going to be reading a lot of books. You're reading about the subject matter, so you understand. A couple of people are asking questions about what is a light stone, how do you find the value of the property. So those are the things that you can personally go and learn about them. You can go to platforms like the South African Property Investors Network. Certainly Lawrence on my property app.online. He shares a lot of webinars and contents like the ones that we did yesterday. And every now and then you pick up all this knowledge. There's the Property Academy out there. They've got some great courses that you can attend just to build up your knowledge, right? So education is certainly key. And the second thing is, guess what I did was, so I actually did that. So I attended like some seminars and I read some books. And then I obviously decided, I need somebody who has traversed the journey I'm about to start, so they can ensure that I don't make mistakes, right? So I needed a coach to help hold my hands on this thing until I could execute independently and be able to do it. And that's why Lawrence and I started working together. So that's the second thing you want to be doing. The third thing is then you sit down and craft your plan. A couple of things you can do in property. You can do developments, you can do flips, you can do back-to-backs, you can do rent-to-rents, you can do normal buy-to-lets, and you can do multi-family, properties, cash flow, bunch of things. And neither are wrong or right. Multiple strategies you can use. But in connection to what we shared, we deliberately shared with you how to do flips and obviously multi-families on the webinar, and those were my two primary strategies I chose after reading a whole lot about this. So we mentioned these things in the webinars. We can't obviously give all the details in a short space of time, so then we just give you all the content, then you can go and learn more about it. The key thing is to give you the knowledge. So then I use the two strategies. One, you want to do things like capital flips because they give you a nice chunk of money after you've executed on a flip. And this is the nice chunk of money that you can use to get into the more cash flow stuff that pays you every month. Hence, you got to use the two strategies together. Unless, of course, you got a duffel bag full of money and you don't need to raise capital using flips and back-to-backs. Then you just get your duffel bag full of money and you certainly go and buy some multifamily properties. So on my journey, then I was absolutely clear that, okay, my strategy is going to be predicated on one, I've got to build a bit faster and progressively. And the second thing, that's the portfolio part. And the second thing is I've got to be able to have a strategy that helps me generate capital so I can continuously be doing these deals. Because obviously, even if you do have money to start with, at some point it's going to dry up. So you always want to be continuously generating capital to grow your portfolio. Those are the two key things that helped me grow a bit faster. And the second thing was because cash flow, my strategy was predicated on cash flow. So you can certainly buy sectional title units. Average, they'll give you anything from $1,000 to $2,000, maybe $3,000 if you're lucky. $3,000. So let's just say average $2,000 per month. Cash flow you'll get from a normal buy to let. Versus when you're doing a multi-let, you get anything from $6,000 to $8,000, $9,000, $12,000 per month net cash flow. And so what that means is you will have to execute maybe maybe not 8. You might need to execute about 6 buy-to-lets in order to make the cash flow I make on one multifamily. Right? So how you then build fast is use a strategy like a multi-family residential cash flow strategy to build faster. So you buy one property, you've got 4 tenants, you're collecting $20,000. You buy the next one, you've got 3 tenants, you're collecting $18,000. And you basically repetitively start doing this process. Using obviously the content that we shared in the webinar. So you've got to build a funnel. That's what I did. How many deals do I need? Great, I need to be building very fast. Okay, let's go and get a whole bunch of people that can give us these deals into this funnel so I can continuously have a feed of deals coming onto my table, and I'm analyzing, sifting out the garbage and executing on the specific ones that we know have got great returns in order to build that portfolio a bit faster. So that's pretty much how you go about doing this thing at a faster pace. The rest of the details, we shared it, because then after you've got your funnel, then obviously you get to learn from your coaches and from all these webinars how to do your due diligence, and then how to raise finance. And if you're working with somebody like Lawrence, you can get introduced to some couple of people. You can go to networking events and you can start raising some cash. And once you've got that skill to raise the cash and you've got the skill to find the deals, as an investor, you're done, right? Because you need the deal and you need to raise the money to do the deal. And if you master those two things, then you can continuously be doing this all the time. And all it takes is consuming knowledge. And once you've got the knowledge, you've got the skill forever, and you can continuously be doing this. I hope that helps somebody. And thank you guys. I'll definitely see you on the next webinar. Cheers.